There was a knock at the door. I opened it and found 3 people standing there with big smiles on their faces. "You must be Yana," said one of them, holding out his hand. "I'm Dave. This is my wife Maggie and our son Billie Eilish." Before I could say anything, Billy lunged forward and stuck his finger right in my face. "Are you the lady who sings really good?" he asked. Startled, I could only manage a confused, "Uh-huh." Then he yelled, "Mom, she doesn't know how to speak English." Maggie burst out laughing. "Oh, honey, that's because we're in France." Suddenly, Billy's face fell. "Oh, I thought we were back in America," he mumbled. It turned out that these 3 Americans had booked the room next to mine at the hotel. It was the connecting room, but for some reason, they hadn't been able to get into their room. When they knocked on my door, they were hoping that I could let them use the connecting door to get into their room. But as it turned out, their key didn't work on my door, and my key didn't work on their door. "Well, this is awkward," Dave said, scratching his head. "I guess we'll have to wait for the front desk to open up." "It's 6 a.m., so I wouldn't count on that," I told them. Then Dave noticed something on the floor. "What's that?" he asked. I bent down and picked it up. "Is this yours?" I asked. They all shook their heads. It was a key card. "Then why is your key card in my room?" I asked. Suddenly, Dave's face turned red. "I'm so sorry," he stammered. "We didn't mean to sneak into your room. We just couldn't get into ours. So we thought maybe if we could use your room as a connecting room, we'd be able to get into ours that way. But I see now that that didn't work. I'm really sorry about that." He looked so ashamed and embarrassed that I couldn't help but laugh. "It's okay," I said. "It's no trouble at all. Really, I don't mind if you use my room as a connecting room. In fact, feel free to come and go as you please." Dave's face lit up. "Really? Are you sure?" he asked. Of course, I replied with a smile. "But only if you do me a favor." "Anything," Dave said. "Just tell me what to do." "Well, room 36 isn't on the hotel map, so I want you to go down to the front desk right now and ask them to add room 36 to the hotel map." "You got it," Dave said. Then he turned to his wife and son. "Come on, guys," he said. "Let's go downstairs and add room 36 to the hotel map." Soon as they left, I went over to the door and closed the connecting door. Then I went over to the peephole and looked out. I saw Dave, Maggie, and Billy standing there with the biggest grins on their faces. I opened the door and asked, "Did you have any luck?" "Sure did," Dave said. "The bellhop was really nice, and he even gave us a map that had room 36 circled." "That's great," I said. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get ready for bed." As soon as I closed the door, I heard Billy yell, "Mom, she hates us." Maggie hushed him. "Don't be silly, honey," she said. "She doesn't hate you. She just wants you to stop singing." Then I heard Billy start singing, "I want to go home, I want to go home." I couldn't help but laugh. These crazy Americans and their crazy kid. I shook my head and went over to the window. I pulled the curtains back and looked out at the beautiful view of Paris. It was going to be a great night. The next morning I woke up early and got ready for the day. I had a lot planned. I was going to visit all the famous landmarks in Paris, like the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre Museum. But first, I wanted to grab a quick breakfast at the hotel. I went down to the dining room and sat down at a table. I ordered some coffee and a croissant, and then I started planning my day. After breakfast, I went up to my room and got changed. I put on my walking shoes and grabbed my camera. Then I headed out the door and started exploring Paris. As I walked around, I couldn't help but smile. The city was so beautiful, and I was excited to see everything it had to offer. As I walked past the hotel, I saw Dave, Maggie, and Billy standing on the sidewalk. They were looking at a map. "Good morning," I said to them. "How are you?" "Good," Dave said. "We're just looking for something to eat. Do you have any recommendations?" "Sure," I said. "There's a great little cafe around the corner." "Thanks," Dave said. "We'll check it out." With that, they were off. Following the directions that I had given them, I continued on my way, eager to see more of the city. As I walked, I couldn't help but think about how lucky I was to be in Paris. It was a city that I had always dreamed of visiting, and now I was finally here. I took pictures of everything, the buildings, the street signs, the cafes. I even took a picture of a mime. As the day wore on, I started to get hungry again, so I went to a little cafe and sat down for lunch. As I ate, I watched the people go by. They were tourists like me, of course, but also lots of locals. It was amazing to see the city come to life around me. After lunch, I headed to the Eiffel Tower. I had heard it was beautiful, but I had no idea how amazing it really was. As I stood there taking in the sights, I couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. It was a truly special moment, and I knew that I would never forget it. While from the Eiffel Tower, I walked to the Louvre Museum. I didn't have time to go inside, but I did walk around the outside and took pictures of the building. It was huge, and I could only imagine what kind of treasures were inside. By the time I finished touring the museum, it was getting late. I decided to head back to the hotel. I was tired from all the walking, but I was also very happy. It had been an amazing day, and I couldn't wait to do it all again tomorrow.